SwoleBenji here. Today we're going to go over how to be a skinner. The best method for you to power level your skinning, how skinning works, what you should and shouldn't be doing while skinning. So let's get into it. Let's get over the items first. Now, this guide is mostly for tier 5 yellow zones. Now, if you want to skin in higher zones, that's fine. However, you won't be using a bow. You're going to be using bloodletter, so you can escape gankers, okay? But if you're doing tier 5s and under, use a bow. Use the strongest bow with the highest enchantment you can get. In this case, 8.3 for me. And your skills don't really matter too much. The reason you want to use a bow is because you can pre-buff yourself. So I'm going to hit E and then W, and then when I mount up, I keep those buffs. So now, when I dismount, you have to wait 5 seconds for your abilities. Well, I can just start shooting and deal full damage to mobs. This lets you steal mobs from other skinners before they can even act or use their abilities. And the mob tag, it's not whoever hits the mob first, it's whoever does the most damage to the mob. And you'll definitely out DPS every single other skinner with a bow, okay? So now for the helmet, I use Bear Trap. If you are in the red zones, you will use Block. For the armor, you're going to be using Hide Animal Poison. And the cool thing about this ability is it scales with your armor. So this is one of the rare times where if you use an 8.3 Skinner Garb, it will do more damage. You want to use the highest tier possible. You always want to use the highest tier possible on your skinning gear so that you will get the most returns. Alright? Now, one exception to gathering gear for skinners is you do not want to use the skinning backpack. And the reason for that is because you're fighting mobs. You want to use Thetford Cape. This will tag as many mobs as possible and let you kill them faster than other skinners. You only want to use the skinning backpack for transporting goods, okay? So for the boots, you're going to want to use Wanderlust. You could use Scent of the Wilderness in red zones if you don't want to aggro too many mobs. I like Wanderlust all around in every zone. Of course, you're going to be using a pork pie. That's going to increase your yield. And you're going to be using an Avalonian skinning knife. They're not available in the test realm. And yes, this is the test realm because my main character doesn't skin. I do have alts that skinned, but they're broke, and I'm not transferring money. I'm not bothering. It's just easier to film on the test realm, okay? So use an Avalonian skinning knife, the highest tier you can, because the higher tier you have, the faster you skin and the more yield you get, okay? So you're going to pre-buff your E and W. You can even pre-buff your armor if you want. But due to the world changing, maps have changed, spawns have changed, it's a little harder to find really good spots. But essentially, my advice to you when skinning is you need to be in a Bridgewatch area because the animals will drop babies. These things right here, these are called giant stags, these little deer creatures. They have a very high chance now to drop babies. Well, not super high, but it used to be 1 per hour. And also with premium, you want premium active so you skin more, and you have a higher chance to get baby drops when you have premium. Now, you don't like right here, there's only 2 stags. So if I dismounted right here, I would have 2 stags, and then there's like 1 over there. What you want to do is you want to ride around or use Albion Online 2D, a website, to find out the most dense spawns. Well, guess what? There's 3 here, there's 4, 5, 6 that I can pull with the bow. You want a ranged weapon. There's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then up here is 13 and a moa bird. So we have 13 stags in this area. This is a juicy spot. So here's how we're going to do it. And also for mounts, if you can afford a ghost boar, use it. It's not available in the test realm, so I'm using an ox. But what you want to do is, before you even get to this zone, you want to have your E and W already buffed up, okay? And you're not going to fight one mob at a time. You're going to hit them once, and you're going to pull as many as you can without them leashing back to their home, okay? So in this case, I'm going to activate Wanderlust 2. Now, they're dead. For 2 minutes, those are yours. No one can skin them. No one can touch them. Go ahead and pull these guys. See how Thetford Cape did the work for me there? And again, we got 2 whole minutes, guys. 2 whole minutes. We can rebuff our W and E. And look how fast they die. Right? We can even get the moa bird. Pull them down here. Now, ideally, you want to pull all the mobs into one big death pile. Then you collect. It's that simple. And that's the proper way to skin. Not fighting one at a time. You want to kill, like, you just want to delete the whole area of mobs. Then go back and skin them. Now, obviously, when you start out on skinning, you won't be skinning this fast. It's going to take a little longer. All right. This is how fast you skin at absolute maximum spec with tier 8 gear. It's pretty dang quick. And generally, you don't want your mount to despawn because the time it takes for you to remount is not always worth it. So let's see how we did. I think we wiped out the entire encampment, right? Alright, so now what you want to do as you run around, you want to make note of the areas where the mobs are enchanted. And this changes several times throughout the day. I think it's 45 minutes it changes. And what you want to do, like, I don't want to stop and fight these MOA birds. They're just not worth skinning. When you start out, yeah, skin everything, because you got to level it up. But once you become an expert, you know, like tier 6 skinner, you don't need these birds anymore. They're a waste of time. You should only dismount for these guys. See, like, there's 4 here. That's pretty good, right? Right around a bit more. And once you have a route where you can just spin circles around the area, and, like, there's, like, 2 more there. So we're going to park right here, because we have 2, and then we have 4, so that's 6. So let's pull these guys. We're gonna activate the poison, the E, the W. So pull those guys, pull these guys, and you just want to peg each deer one time. Well, these guys leashed back. So now we have our death pile, and there you go. Now in this case, I think I'm gonna switch to the piercing arrows, and now we just harvest them all. So we had 13 in that one pile, and we have 6 here. So let's find a few more densely populated areas, and then we can make a circle where we just constantly spin in the same circle, killing the same mobs. There's an enchanted one, so that's good. That's worth at least 2, so we're going to count that as 2. Let's see. Alright, so that's 3. It's not really worth stopping for, man. Like, we want the big piles. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Yeah, I think that's good. So, we pulled a regular mob too. Sometimes that happens, that's okay. Just spam all your cooldowns. He leashed, it's fine. By the way, your explosive arrow AoEs. So we got 4 here. Very good. You think our first camp is respawning? Now the thing with respawns is when they respawn, they're not worth full yield. You want to give them a little bit to eat some dirt, some sand. And grow a little fat, so when you skin them, you can get a little bit more out of them, right? But at the same time, you don't want to give up the spawn to other skinners, because skinners will be doing the same thing. They're going to be rotating around and looking for big clusters. Now, these big-ass birds here, these tier 5 terror birds, they don't drop babies. Yeah, they drop tier 5 leather, which is okay, but honestly, it's not worth stopping for. Like, okay, if you're a new skinner, this area is juicy. Look at all these animals. Just look at them all. Cougars can drop, I think it's the tier 5 cougars. They can drop, what is it? The swift claws. So they're actually worth it. So we're just gonna pull a big ass pile of the animals here. And in this case, yeah, they don't drop babies, but there's so many clustered up together that this is just free money, man. This is free money. You might as well pick it up. Might as well get it, right? Okay, where are we at right now? Yeah, so you want to surf around the areas, try to get somewhere that's close, somewhere that by the time you circle back around, they will be respawned and worth the full amount. So let's just go back to our original spawn and see if they're worth the full amount, if they're even back to life yet. I don't know the spawn timers, it's kind of random. It could be like 7.5 to 8 minutes, I don't honestly remember. But if you want to skin everything you come across, you can. Just note that it will hurt your money per hour. The main source of income is babies. Animal babies are where the money is at. And that's what you want to focus on. So that's why I suggest you only kill the stags. Okay, so they respawned. I think we're good to go again. Let's start pulling. We don't want to pull too hard now. Because see how that one leashed back? So we have to re-pull them. And this is why I recommend a ranged weapon, okay? And you can also use the Q to pull. See? So we got 2 more. And remember, they're yours for 2 minutes. If you're competing with other skinners, just activate your run boots ability and just tag them all. It's okay. No one can take them from you for 2 whole minutes. Alright, and it looks like, yeah, they were only worth 2. So we need to give them more time. So yeah, it's not good. If you kill them, you have to wait for them to come back to life. And yeah, ouch. So lesson learned there, we need a bigger route. So that means when we circle back down this way with that 4-pack that was down there. Oh, is this a baby? Well, it's a hidden treasure. I guess we just kind of opened that up as we shot shit. Oh look, see there's 3 there. There's a bird. There's 4. You're like, here's a good spot to stop, right? So essentially, you're just gonna run around and find a route. And I used to skin this route on one of my alts for a while. I want to check up top and see if they're all super enchanted. Now, most of the time in these yellow zones, these terror birds are only going to have 1 yield. Let's be real. The royal zone is expanded, so there are more areas to skin in now. Yeah, these guys, the saber-tooth tigers, they drop swift claw cubs. So make sure you kill those 2. They're just as good as the elk things, those giant stags. Yeah. So there's a 2 spawn there. Like, I remember up here being a really good spawn, but this is on the test room, so spawns have probably changed. Let's see. Let's just see. Like, you gotta... Every day is different. You want to find the area with the most enchanted and the most dense populated mobs. Sometimes you get really good densities. Like, okay, we got 3. 2 terror birds, cougar. Not looking too good right now. See, like, this spot's kind of sucking. Okay, there's 3. There's 3. We got 3. No, not too good. Sometimes this is all you can get. There's an enchanted terror bird. I would say that's worth killing. See, we got 3 there. Cougar, a bunch of moa birds. Like, this is a good spot. I should dismount here and take these on. But yeah, as a skinner, it's dynamic. It's not like the other professions. Like, there will always be a tin ore node here every single time, right? But for skinning, yeah, the mobs will always spawn in those little clusters, but will they be enchanted? Will they be alive? Will they be worth the yield? Are there other skinners camping the area and rotating around? This is something that you have to figure out yourself. You can use Albion Online 2D if it's been updated for the new Royal Continent expansion. I don't know, because I'm filming this 2 weeks in advance. Yes, I am back in the past, guys. This is SwoleBenji from March 8th. So yeah, hello future. Because I know people are gonna ask in my other videos, like, can you do a video on skinning? So here's the video on skinning, guys. Anyway, I hope that answered all your questions. How much money did we farm here? We got 6K, 47K, 15K. Treasure. So yeah, I'm SwoleBenji. Thanks for watching. Just reminding you, you can faction flag up and get more bonus points. It is riskier. You don't lose your gear in this new patch if you're in the yellow zone. You will get hit with a repair bill. This is the test realm, though. That's why there's 0 people around and why all these animals have maximum yield. But if you find a good spot where there's a high density of the moose creatures, whatever the fuck, I can't ever remember their name. The elk, the giant stag. If you find a very high dense area with giant stags, just rotate it. Just spin in a circle on the map and kill them. Is that a baby? No, that's still a hidden treasure ship. It's still a little trash collection there. Anyway, I'm SwoleBenji. Thanks for watching. As always, be a bro and stay swole. You can also look for giant clusters of bone piles. This means that other skinners have found a very nice cluster to farm. Remember, you're not supposed to just kill them one at a time and skin them one at a time. You need to tag every single animal you can, especially with your poison. Your armor R ability is how you mostly kill things, okay? Use your Q on the bow to pull them, okay? Use your boot ability to run around and steal all the tags from other skinners, because skinners will dismount. And like I said, if you're using the bow, not only will you have the highest single target DPS, you have decent range, decent pulling range. You can also precast your E and W so that there's still only 2. They're still only worth 2. You can still precast your E and W so that you will have maximum damage immediately upon dismounting and not having to wait the 5-second cooldown to engage in combat. I'm SwoleBenji. As always, thanks for watching. Be everyone stay soul. Make sure you return your sharp cards. I'll see you in the next one.